Hey guys, it's me again, and we're going to look at what I'm calling the inward paradiddle slash four-stroke open roll page, and we're going to visit our old friend today again, the paradiddle. Right, the old paradiddle, which is bread and butter to us by now, and I'm going to explain to you firstly what we learn by practicing the paradiddle. What we're learning is instead of leading in with the double stroke, as in with the mama dada, the double stroke becomes more incidental and becomes something that you take the emphasis off. Now the emphasis is on the first note of the paradiddle, usually, so paradiddle. So it's a slightly different way of playing the double stroke, as opposed to leading in double. We kind of dropping the double in a more relaxed fashion, because it's a way of disguising practicing the double in a different way. Also, we're mixing up single strokes and double strokes in the paradiddle in the most simple way. And of course, we use it as a phrase in our drum scores. We throw them in wherever we can. We whatever. Now the inward paradiddle is you're literally taking that paradiddle and you kind of turning it in on itself, and you're putting the double stroke in the middle, right? So it's on the right hand would be right, right, left hand, left, right, left. So it's the same pattern of notes as the paradiddle, but it's out of phase by, well, one note. So it's 1E and a 2E and a 1E and a 2E and a 1E and a 2E and a 1. That's the first line of the exercise. So just play that a little bit and get used to the way it feels. And importantly, so try and keep time. So tap your foot or play to a metronome or count out loud. So you're programming yourself to think of it in those terms, where the one is not the paradiddle anymore. It's a diddle, paradiddle, a diddle, paradiddle, and so you get what I mean. It's like playing the paradiddle with the accent on the second note, paradiddle, paradiddle, where we're now leading in with the slightly accented Yeah, I think you got the idea there. In the second exercise, we're just going to put an accent on that first note. Once again, just take it slow, count out loud, and start programming your hands to do the movement and get in the right shape, get comfortable. So real slow, just 1E and a 2E and a 1E and a 2E and a 1E and a 2E and a 1E and a 2. My bad. 1E and a 2E and a 1E and a 2E and a 1. And we're just putting that little bit of an accent in. Okay, that's very important. It anchors us down, and it's going to give the sound that we're looking for. Okay, so in the next one, once you've got that one mastered, we're just putting in two accents either side of the double. So on the 1E and A. On the right hand, left hand would be 1E and A. So again, we're practicing the soft double. It's just two little strokes that we just tap in with the fingers or tap in with the thumb or the finger if you're playing in that sort of style. By the way, you guys who are non-pipe band drummers, just adapt the grip. Play your traditional grip, however it is you're holding, whatever. You're using more wrist or more finger, or you're using a bit of thumb, but you're just supporting with the fingers. Do whatever works for you and whatever you're used to, but the exercises are still valid. They're equally valid for any style of drumming. Okay, so moving on. We're now putting the accent on 1E and A, the first and the fourth note. Real slow again. 1E and A, 1E and A. Sorry. 1E and A, 2E and A, 1E and A, 2E and A, 1. And again, you'll notice that with the slow tempo, I'm able to exaggerate the accent. I'm able to exaggerate the hand movement. So again, we're programming our muscles into something new. Now we're learning a new movement. So take the time and just get into that zone where this starts to feel really comfortable. Okay, 1E and a 2E and a 1, a 2, a 1, a 2, a 1, a 2, and take however long it's necessary. And we're going to go faster again. Okay, so a bit quicker just for the demonstration. 1, a 2, a 1, a 2, a 1, a 2, a 1, a 2, a 1, a 2, and a 1, a 2, a 1, a 2. And what you'll start to hear, what you need to hear, is you need to hear the 1 and 2E and a 1E and a 2E and a 1E and a 2. That's the implied rhythm that's going to come out at you. The doubles are just little filler notes in between those. So I've written on the fourth line of the page what the implied rhythm looks like. It's just a dot cut group. I've got it in 2/4, dotted quaver, and semi-quaver, giving you either side of the group of 4. The 1, 2, 1E and 2E and 1E and 2. So that's the rhythm we want to be hearing. 1E and 2, 1E and 2E and 1. Okay, I think you get the idea. So just keep on going with that one. Practice it up to whatever speed you can manage. Have a bit of fun with that one. And now I'm going to explain to you how we morph that and how we make that into a rudiment that we can use in the dot cut pipe band pieces that we play. And I'm going to explain it the following way. We're going to go into triplet now. So fifth line from the top. Sorry, I didn't number these ones. And by the way, remember, if you want these PDFs, just drop me an email. We've got 4 bars of 6/8. Looks like, well, it looks like what it looks like on the page, and it sounds like this. So it's 1 2 3 2 2 3 1 2 3 2 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1. So we're just subdividing the second note of the triplet. 1 2 and 1 2 and 1 2 and. Okay, and important that you play those first 2 bars. Get your hands into the triplet shape, so you don't lose the shape or the timing when you get to this part. Just keep looping it. You can make up your own sequences. But I'm just going to play the one that I've got there for now. 2 bars triplets, 2 bars with the subdivision second note. Okay, I'll do that one after 4. And 1 2 3 4. Okay, that's the idea. Just keep on going with that one. Immediately below that, I've got once again the implied rhythm, and it's important to note that the implied rhythm is different. Now we're playing either side of a triplet. We're on 1 and 3, 1 triplet, 1 triplet, 1 triplet. Actually, the sticking is incorrect there. It's 1 triplet, 1 triplet, 1 triplet, right and right, right, left, left, right. Now that pattern is just a swing. It's like a jazz swing. Okay? And that is a lot closer to the rhythm that we actually play when we're playing a march or a reel in what is so-called dot cut. Dot cut is either side of a group of 4. What we actually are far closer to playing, if not realistically playing, is either side of a group of 3. So the marches we play sound a bit more like this: 1 3 1 3 1. Ba-dee-dum, do-dee-da, ba-dee-ha-dee-dum, ba-dee-dum, do-dee, ba-dee-dum, and get the idea. Then they do as a proper dot and cut, where we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 E and a 2 E. They're a bit more open. Okay, so, and this is where the confusion comes in with how this rudiment is introduced. And by the way, you cannot write this in a way that accurately represents how it's played. So it's always an approximation. If you look about midway down the page, I've tried to write out how you should imagine this thing in your mind when you're playing it. So the hands are going through the motion as they were in the 2-2 exercise, the 1 E and up. So think of it as discrete little movements from the right to the left to the right to the left. And the hands are going to be going 1 E and up. That's one discrete pattern, or 1 E and up on the other hand. So you can break it up into those little chunks, 1 E and up, 1 E and up, whatever. And below that I've written what the actual rhythm of the accents is. The accents being either side of the double stroke. Da, ba, da, ba, or da, ba. The accents are in triplet. So we got 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1. Now if you want to try and again sort of engineer this thing and work it out in your mind, you're going to drive yourself crazy, and it's just going to, it takes the sort of emotion, the soul out of the drumming. So what I recommend you do, excuse me, is practice it the way we had it going in the first set of exercises. So practice just the inward paradiddle movement. Then start to have an awareness of those accents and make them start to fit the swing. Okay, so I'm going to slowly play the inward paradiddle, and I'm going to try and demonstrate to you how you transition into the triplet swing. Okay, so starting off very slowly, 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E, and I'm just going to run it. So there you can start to hear that's what you're going to be hearing. Important that you notice it is not this, because in that exercise we're leaving a gap after 1 and starting the triplet on 2. 1, da, da, da. So we got 3 notes close together and 1 note further apart before them. So we're playing triplet and we're sort of smearing out those notes evenly between 1 and 3 of the triplet. Okay, I hope that makes sense to you. So what I'll do now is just play through the rest of the exercises and show you a few ways that you can practice this thing and start to get comfortable with it. So immediately down from the rhythmic pattern that I've demonstrated in the middle of the page is how we would typically write. I've written it in 2-2. Often it's written in 2-4. Just put another line across there basically. So we've got, broadly speaking, it's 2 groups of 2 triplets. Usually about that sort of tempo. Once again, think about a march or a reel. And the subdivisions are written as the second note of the triplet, but then once again we sort of smear them out and we try to put the accents on the triplet strokes. It sounds a bit more like that. Okay, so one down from there, the exercise is the following. We're going to play the swing as a mummy daddy. So just 2 of those, or 4, if you want to see it. And that's important that you do that, because that's how your hands have to feel when you play the inward paradiddle / 4-stroke roll. It's probably closer to a 4-stroke open roll than it is to anything else. So okay, so you get the idea. The way your hands feel when you're doing this should be the same as when you do this. Okay, we're just putting in the little double strokes, excuse me, in that pattern in a nice, even, controlled way. Okay, one down from there. A more advanced way of playing this is to keep it on the same hand. And the great thing about this is that we're practicing another aspect of drumming in disguise, and that is the ability to drop in a soft double again. But now we're going to put the emphasis on the second note. I've covered this in other videos as well, and the value to be gained from learning to do that is really, really well, I cannot overstress it. So the first bar sounds like this, right? So 1 3 1 3 1 3 1 3, and notice, very, very important, is the slight accent on 1. 1 3 1 3 1 3 1. So just practice doing that for a while, and just feel comfortable with your hand doing that. Okay, so to get that accent, I'm not playing it too loud, but I'm making sure that it is there. So again, it's the snapping closed of the fingers that gives us that accent from a low place. Remember, we don't have time to lift the arm or do all these exaggerated stick movements now. So we have to bring in an accent from low. Okay, so you're learning how to do that. You can also think of it as an up and a down stroke. Okay, kind of like the Merlot whip technique, right? Where you've got the up, down. Okay, but just in a smaller playing box, as it were. We're down here now. Okay, left hand, same thing. It's an upstroke and a downstroke. 3 1 3 1 3 1 3 1 3 1 3 1 3 1 3 1 3 1 3 1 3 1 3 1 3 1. You get the idea again. Okay, so I'll play through that one. So it's all right hands now. The main rhythm anyway. 1 3 1. So it's just that jazzy swing again. Okay. And if you take it a bit quicker, you'll just bring down the intensity of the accent. Okay. All right, and again the whole thing quicker, just. Yeah, and of course, as we get quicker, so the height of our sticks must come down. And one of the reasons that we practice things a bit more exaggerated, and we try to keep the rebound happening, is that it's the same technique when we get low and quicker. We just have to bring down the height of the sticks, but the technique is the same. Okay. The left hand one, just take it and put it on the left hand now. Once again, practice this first. 1 3 1 3 1 3 1 3 1 3 1 3 1 3 1 1 3 1 3 da da ba. Bit quicker again. Okay, and then we combine the two right at the bottom of the page. This is the implied paradiddle, where we're going to do one on the right hand, one on the left hand, two on the right, one on the left, one on the right, two on the left. It's going to sound like this. Sorry. Right, and that's a good way of combining all the things we've learned in that exercise there at the bottom of the page. And once again, have fun, enjoy, and learn it well. Cheers. See you guys next time.